من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ومولانا محمد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى عبدك العجيز الضعيف والمسكين وظالم الجهل يا رب العرش العظيم بمددكم ونزلكم inshaAllah. Always asking to be nothing, to be nothing, to be nothing, and that Allah is great in everything, and that Allah's rahmah and mercy to dress us and bless us. And the greatest blessing is the love of Sayyidina Muhammad, the love of awliyaullah, love of all whom Allah loves, and to be distant from all whom Allah not pleased with. And alhamdulillah that from Mawlana Shaykh's teaching that every month has a tajalli in the way of marifah and an understanding and a reality, and they move from the reality and the blessings of the understanding of the number 9. 9 in the understanding of numbers is a sultan. 9 is the highest single digit number, represents complete taslim. Its sultanate has a dual face, that it represents the azimat of Allah most powerful, because everything is perfectly numbered. The numbers are higher than the kalam. The kalam you can make mistakes or you can make many different understandings from the letters. The highest program, and Allah describes that these are everything perfectly numbered. And the numeric code is an understanding from angelic realities, and the 9 being the highest number, the sultan of numbers, and as a result of its sultanate it represents complete taslim and submission. So it means from the 9 will take us to the nuqt, that the 9th lunar month is Ramadan. It is the sultan of months that Allah wants to dress us from Holy Qur'an. If we make it through Ramadan, alhamdulillah, with Allah's infinite rahmah and mercy, you'll be dressed from Laylatul Qadr and from Holy Qur'an and become ghashiyah, to be nothing. This is Allah's rahmah and mercy, and the barakah of Ramadan is a fierce fire against the nafs. Whom Allah grants that grant and that blessing, it's a tremendous blessing to enter into the month of Ramadan, means Allah is burning that nafs. And I'm going to make that nafs to submit and to be nothing under that understanding, and many realities of the authority of 9. And anybody can Google 9, that the power of 9 multiplied by any number will take itself back to 9. And multiplication in spirituality is a fana. Worshipness is always for Allah. This has nothing to do with worshipness. This has to do with your light and the reality of light. As we sit together physically, your light also can fuse and your light can move into another light, just as the elements, that the hydrogen and the helium, they are separate entities, and Allah allows them to make a compound and to come together. But there must be a release of an electron, there must be a release of a negative characteristic. The electrons represent negativity. If you get rid of your negativity, Allah allows a bond of 2 separate elements. So this is not shirk. This has nothing to do with worshipness, this has to do with the reality of what we see, more important of what we don't see. From our atoms, our molecules, and malakut, the light that encompasses and is the power of everything. Means then that in spirituality, that when you multiply your characteristic and begin to move to the reality of that 9, it multiplies to you, annihilates you, and brings you back into being a 9 and the reality of 9. وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ, and to Him you will return. La sharika lah, there's not Allah, because we don't have wahdatul wujood. There's no going back to Allah. Don't make a mistake thinking you're going back to Allah. Allah la sharik lah illallah. But you are going back into the ocean of Muhammadun Rasulullah, that we created insan from nafs al-wahid, that we created insan from nafs al-wahid, from one nafs. We created all creation from one nafs. Wa ilayhi turja'oon, and to it you are going back. So if you make a fana and understand the way of marifah, means to annihilate yourself into that reality. Ya Rabbi, I want to annihilate myself into that reality. And awliyaullah are fuluqul mashhoon, they are loaded souls, loaded ships, because this is from the reality of Sayyidina Nuh teaching that, no, your ship, you have to build a ship too. Everybody has to build a ship, and that is your soul. And your soul becomes powerful through testing and through faith. And when you build your soul, it knows its way back to Allah. It doesn't go in a different direction, the nafs goes in a different direction. The nafs wants to play with shaitan, the soul has no interest in that reality. If you build the soul with imtihan and with testings, with faith and with good actions that Allah and Prophet have subscribed for us, the soul becomes powerful like a furuq, like a ship, and it knows its way back into its course. And only Allah, that is the way of marifah. And they follow Shams al-Arifin is one of the names of Sayyidina Muhammad, the sun and the light of all knowledges. Again, because Allah says, I'm going to show you my signs upon the horizon and within yourself, so that you gain clarity and faith. The sign within the self is far greater to understand. The sign upon the horizon we can see that sun and the power of the sun, and this sun is 1/1000th the size of the pistol star that is in the center of the entire universe. I say billions of sizes bigger, is unimaginable. And what light, what energy, what realities are emanating from that pistol star. And Allah in Holy Qur'an has so much about the heavens. How many surahs are related to the buruj and to the heavens? And Tariq and the description of Tariq that is piercing and knocking at everything. Like the description of the photons of the sun, that it goes through everything. They went to the bottom of the earth, and the photon, sometimes you can stare in the sky like on a nice blue day and just look, all of a sudden you begin to see things moving. You think, wow, you reached a very strong spiritual station, you can see malaika. But no, these are the photons. You see them like rain coming down. The scientists went to the depth of the earth and they said, this photon goes through everything. And Allah describes that photon like Tariq. Yes, it's piercing, nothing you have can stop it, because this is Allah's izzah, Allah's might and magnificent, that it's going to move through everything in creation.